Hi guys, I thought I would do another casual currently reading video today. I really enjoy watching these and I always mean to do more of them, so I may try and make it like a mid-month thing, as I did one last month which I enjoyed doing. So I'm actually still reading a couple of the books I mentioned last month, so this is going to be a good way for me to sort of check in with myself about how I'm letting some books just sit there and how I should stop ignoring them. So one I think I mentioned last month is Why God Is Almond by Nin Andrews. This is a poetry collection, and to be honest I just never really know when to reach for poetry collections and how many I should read a day, and I know there's no rules, but I guess what I'm saying is it doesn't feel natural for me, and yeah, I just don't really know what to do with it. So I'm enjoying this, and I've decided yesterday to just start reading 10 pages a day until I finish it, so I should have this finished in the next few days. So there's that one. Now very quickly, I'm still reading The Blood of Emmett Till by Timothy B. Tyson. I've got the dust jacket off, hence why it's just plain. And I don't know why, I've just not sort of felt as inclined to pick this up as I would have liked. I think perhaps it's something to do with the way he delivers the story. I'm not enjoying it, I'm just not completely like on board with the way he sort of moves away from what happened to Emmett Till and goes more broad scope and then suddenly moves in again. It just feels a little bit, I don't know, I haven't given it much of a chance, so I'm only about 80 pages in. I'm going to try and read a bit more of this today and really sort of decide how I'm feeling about it. I'm definitely going to finish it. I'm not enjoying it, I just for whatever reason haven't been inclined to pick it up, so there's that one. And then another book I'm reading is an audiobook, so I'm listening to it, so that is Bluebird by Attica Locke. I haven't read any of her books. She writes like crime mystery stories. I think usually there's murders involved, there is in this one. And I decided to just choose one of her books on audio to listen to. I tend to listen to audiobooks when I'm walking, like to the bus stop, or when I go to the shops and things like that. So it does take me a couple of weeks to listen to a book because it's like sort of 40-minute snippets a day or whatever. I'm definitely enjoying this. I'm finding that I'm not remembering who every single character is, and that's because I feel like there's quite a lot of names mentioned. The main character is a Texas Ranger, and his family history is, there's quite a lot of names, and then there's also quite a lot of names in the police and the sheriffs involved in this small town where these crimes are taking place. So I'm enjoying it. It's an easy listen. I'm intrigued to see where the mystery goes. I like the two main characters, but I'm not paying as much attention as I probably should be, so let's hope I understand where the story goes. Then yesterday I decided to pick up Their Eyes Were Watching God by Zora Neale Hurston. I've had this for a few years and been meaning to read it. I know so many people adore it, and so I saw Doris from All Day Books mention a few days ago in a video that she was going to try and read this for Read Soul Lit, which I'm also trying to take part in, as well as February. So I said to her, do you want to buddy read it? So that's what we're doing. I read about a quarter of it yesterday. It's not a very long book, and I'm not sure about this yet. It's a much quicker, easier read than I thought. It feels like a book you could probably read in one sitting. However, I'm finding the writing a little bit overly sentimental and romantic, which I'm not a massive fan of, and I'm finding that I'm not connected to any of the characters quite yet because it moves pace quite quickly, and I feel like we're more just being told a sequence of events than having time to really get to know the characters. So yeah, I'm going to read another chunk of this today and hope that I get a bit more attached to the protagonist, but we'll see. I'm not enjoying it because it is an easy read, but it's not the writing style I hoped, so there's that one. Then I DNF'd a book last night, and that is The Bear and the Nightingale by Catherine Arden. So this is a book I hauled in January, so I'm going to talk about this in a hauled, read, reviewed book, even though I haven't officially read it, but I just want to make sure I mention all the books in those videos so that it's sort of my book hauls in totality for the year. So yeah, hoped that this would be a cosy, easy, comforting read, and I just don't like the writing style. I find it a bit too simplistic, and I find, yeah, that's it really. The story could be good, it could pick up. I only read about 60 pages, but I really don't like the writing style. There's so many really short, sharp sentences. The man turned round, the horse did this. It's just too simplistic for me. I'm a reader of literary fiction, and I enjoy books with really detailed, descriptive sentences, and this just doesn't have that. So I'm not going to carry on. And this is the thing I like about my new sort of aims for the year. I'm going to put this down. because I'm trying to read every book I haul within 6 weeks, I have to have read this by Thursday because I sort of let 5 weeks go by without picking it up. And now I don't feel like reading it, I don't feel like picking it up, and so I know that to read it by Thursday I'd have to like force myself to read quite a lot a day, and having that end date in mind just makes me realise that I really don't want to. And also having the goal in mind of wanting to reduce my TBR by 9 books each month puts this sort of time pressure on me, which means that my reading time feels more precious, which means that I'm less inclined to read books I'm not enjoying. So I know some people may think that these things are restrictive, but actually I'm finding it quite freeing because it's allowing me to really assess what books matter to me, what books I really want to spend my time on. So that's been really good, and I've just realised The Bear and the Nightingale isn't one I want to spend my time on. So for whatever reason I'm in a mood where I feel like I want to pick up lots of books, and I think that's because obviously I'm reading 3 books and listening to one on audio, and I'm not really loving any of them. They're all just sort of books that I'm sort of seeing where they go. And so I decided to pick up another couple of books. Now, I have pre-ordered quite a few books this month that are non-fiction by African American authors, and then I realised if I read them in this month I could talk about them in the month of Read Sell Lit. It's Black History Month in North America. It's in October in the UK, but lots of the books I've recently hauled are by African Americans, so I thought it would be really great to try and read them this month in particular and talk about them. And pretty much all 3 of them sound amazing. I want to read them all, so I will read them very, very soon. But the one of the 3 I've decided to pick up is This Will Be My Undoing: Living at the Intersection of Black, Female and Feminist in White America by Morgan Jerkins. I've heard amazing things about this. I've seen a couple of people talk about it on BookTube, and I've seen loads of people talk about it on Instagram, saying how amazing it is. And I just feel like I'm really going to love this. I feel like this is the sort of thing I just want to sort of speed through over the next couple of days. So this is going to be the other non-fiction book I have on the go, alongside the Emmett book. So there's that one. And then I bought myself a copy of the Electric Michelangelo by Sarah Hall. Now, I'm aware that I have quite a few books that I've bought this month that I need to read within the 6 weeks, and I'm making life quite difficult for myself. However, I'm going to a talk with Sarah Hall on the 21st of this month, and I've only read 2 of her books. I own one other, which is the Carhulan Army, I think it's called, which I'm going to try and read before then as well. But this is her most celebrated book, I think. I'm pretty sure this is the one that was shortlisted for, yeah, it was shortlisted for the Man Booker Prize. This is the one that I think she probably got the most acclaim for. It sounds amazing. So I decided I'd really like to try and have read this one before I go to the talk. And so I bought it. So I now want to read this by the 21st. It's just over 300 pages long, but it's one of those books where like they've really crammed the writing in, like it's quite densely packed. I love the sound of this. It starts in Morecambe Bay, and it is about a man, I think, called Cy Parks. He works as an apprentice to an alcoholic tattoo artist, and he decides to go to America, and he finds himself in the riotous world of the Coney Island boardwalk. In this carnival environment of roller coasters and freak shows, he falls in love with Grace, a mysterious circus performer who commissions him to tattoo her body. It sounds amazing. I've read 2 of her books, The Wolf Border and Madame Zero, last year, and I love her writing style. So, and both of those are very, very British books, so I'm intrigued to see what she does sort of out of her element of writing about sort of the rural landscape of England. So I'm going to pick this one up today. And then another one I'm going to try and pick up in the next couple of days is The Wicked Comet by Laura Carlin. The reason I need to pick this up is because this is the post-it notes I put on books when they come in the house. This arrived on the 5th of January, and I need to have read it by the 15th of February in order to read it within 6 weeks. The 15th is, I think, Thursday, and I haven't started it yet. It's going over 300 pages, and the reason I haven't started it yet isn't because I don't like the sound of it, because I really do. It's because I read The Mermaid and Mrs. Hancock in January. These are both set in London. I think there's like a 40-year gap in between when they're set. Yeah, so The Mermaid and Mrs. Hancock is set in, I think, the 1780s, and this is set in the 1830s. I just wanted a bit of a gap between reading 2 historical fiction books set in London, so that's why I've waited this long. So yeah, I could end up reading 2 historical fiction books at the same time, but I feel like they're going to have a very different atmosphere, and I'm pretty sure this must be way more recent than the 1830s. I haven't actually checked, but I'm pretty sure this must be in the 1900s. I'm not entirely sure. I'll find out. So yeah, those are the books I am thinking of starting today. I just had to submit a job application today, and then other than that, I have a day of reading really. I want to try and do maybe 1 other video today, and yeah, I'm just going to try and read and get really stuck into some new books and try and make some headway in the other books I've currently got on the go. So let me know if you've read any of these, what you think of them, what are your thoughts on DNFing. Do you think having these sort of rules would help you to sort of consider your reading time more? I think that's really helping me. It's making me realise how precious the time is. So yeah, I'd be intrigued to see how you think that would affect your reading. And what are you guys reading at the moment? I would love to know. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.